4 worst seafoods. You need to in no way contact, and 4 you ought to eat every day. Those ingredients don't get talked about within the headlines. You'll be questioning why nobody's cautioned you. Allow me tell you the name of the game. Because seafood is a billion-dollar global enterprise, and those 4 foods are a number of its largest exports. They do not just sell, they dominate. Menus, supermarket shelves, and senior diets. Anywhere over 99% of seniors don't have any clue. And the one seafood that would opposite joint ache and rebuild collagen. It's buried because it's now not profitable. Most seniors suppose seafood is the healthiest thing on their plate. Maximum seniors have no idea they may be being lied to. In this video, we're going to reveal the 4 worst seafoods you should in no way touch after 60, and the 4 first-class ones you need to consume each day, ranked from the least risky all the way down to the maximum toxic and damaging. The information in this video is sponsored by means of actual science. We spent hours digging through peer-reviewed studies, and every unmarried reference is related inside the description underneath. But earlier than we dive in, tell us from wherein are you looking us? We are analyzing and replying to each unmarried remark, so do not hesitate now. Without any further ado, permit start with the first seafood you need to forestall ingesting right now, especially if you've had joint ache, excessive LDL cholesterol, or unexplained fatigue. 4. Squid. Squid may appearance innocent or even gourmand on some plates, but for seniors, it is a metabolic entice. On paper, it seems like a respectable desire. It's low in fat and excessive in protein. However, once you go deeper, the fact receives a good deal darker. Squid is extremely excessive in cholesterol, simply. 3 ounces of cooked squid include around 198 milligrams of cholesterol. This is over 65% of your day-by-day consumption in only a tiny serving. But here's the catch. While you're over 60, your liver would not regulate cholesterol the manner it used to. It slows down. And that means dietary LDL cholesterol has a far extra impact on your blood degrees. 2021, have a look at posted in the magazine Nutrients Located that older adults with high dietary LDL cholesterol intake had been 43% more likely to reveal markers of arterial stiffness and had a 31% better hazard of coronary heart occasions. This stiffness is one of the earliest warnings of capacity coronary heart. However, there is greater. Squid includes purines, which might be broken down inside the body into uric acid, and that's a problem. Older adults already have a harder time flushing out uric acid effectively. When it builds up, it crystallizes inside the joints, leading to excessive ache and irritation, known as gout. Gout is most common in human beings over 60. And seafood like squid can cause a flare-up without caution. Researchers from the Journal of Gerontology observed that seniors who fed on excessive purine seafood greater than twice a week had a 54% extended chance of developing continual joint infection over a 2-year period. If you've been consuming squid thinking it's a wholesome seafood swap, it is time to stop. For seniors, particularly those with excessive blood strain, high cholesterol, or maybe mild arthritis, squid is one of the most deceptive and damaging seafood selections on the menu. It might look clean and easy, however, internal your body, it's putting off fires you may not feel till it is too past due. And if you've been waking up with stiff joints, unexplained swelling, or unexpected spikes in blood stress, this can be part of the purpose. Developing the #1 seafood you have to consume is actually proven to assist opposite a number of these genuine symptoms. But earlier than we get there, permits pass to the following worst wrongdoer. It's a popular preference in buffets and sushi bars. However, after 60, it may sabotage your immune gadget. Worst seafood number 3, imitation crab, surimi, wide variety 3, imitation crab. Surimi. It seems like crab, it is formed like crab, and it even smells a bit like crab. But imitation crab is ready as real as plastic cheese. And for seniors, it is one of the worst seafood imposters you can put on your plate. What makes it so harmful? It starts with what it's fabricated from. Surimi, the base of imitation crab, is usually a white paste of pulverized fish scraps, frequently pollaced mixed with starches, sugar, salt, and artificial flavorings. By the point it's pressed into the one's fake crab sticks, it is not seafood. It is a lab-constructed meals-like product. One and all, the biggest dangers of imitation crab for absolutely everyone over 60 is how rapid it spikes blood sugar. A take a look at, published in the magazine Clinical Nutrition in 2020, observed that imitation crab reasons a glycemic reaction similar to white bread, and the starches used, like tapioca and wheat, digest unexpectedly and convert to glucose almost right away. That might not appear to be a massive deal, but in case insulin resistance or kind 2 diabetes, which many seniors are, this may lead to big sugar spikes followed with the aid of strength crashes. The same observed located that older adults who consumed cereal-based products 3 times a week had 2.6 times higher insulin degrees than individuals who averted them. But the trouble does not cease there. Imitation crab is loaded with sodium. A single serving can contain over 700 milligrams of sodium, and that's before any soy sauce or dressings are brought. High sodium consumption is a major hazard aspect for excessive blood strain, which will become more dangerous with age. As arteries harden and kidneys sluggish down, your ability to filter and balance salt drops extensively. And this type of processed salt mixed with components like monosodium glutamate can cause headaches, water retention, and even dizziness in older adults. So at the same time as it could appear handy or budget-friendly, imitation crab is silently operating against your goals. It is high in sugar, salt, and chemicals. It gives you almost not one of the actual dietary power of real shellfish. And worst of all, it tricks seniors into wondering they are consuming something wholesome. Do not be fooled. There are ways better methods to get the flavor and benefits of seafood without poisoning your metabolism. And in only a moment we'll reveal one in every of them. A natural shellfish that's so rich in hint minerals, it is being studied as a healing aid for knee accidents. However, first, let's speak about a seafood that might be hiding to your freezer proper now, and it is even worse than the remaining one. Worst seafood, number 2, scallops, variety 2. Scallops. Scallops may look like the innocent angels of the seafood international. They are small, easy tender, and frequently served in fancy restaurants with a mild sear. However, for seniors, especially the ones over 60, scallops can silently wreak havoc on the body in approaches maximum people don't anticipate. At the middle of the problem is something that hides behind their sensitive appearance. They may be extraordinarily high in cadmium. It truly is a poisonous metal that builds up in shellfish tissue, in particular in clear-out feeders like scallops. In contrast to water-primarily based contamination, which varies, cadmium comes from the scallop itself, as it obviously concentrates it from its environment. And once it enters your body, your kidneys are those who suffer maximum. In one study published in Toxicology Reviews in 2022, researchers measured the cadmium ranges in scallops from numerous assets and determined that even a modest serving should offer up to at least 1.8 micrograms of cadmium. The secure weekly restrict for cadmium, consistent with the World Health Organization, is simply 7 micrograms, in keeping with kilogram of frame weight for a 70-kilogram senior, which means only some scallops per week may want to push you dangerously near the poisonous threshold. And once cadmium enters your machine, it remains there. It accumulates inside the kidneys, weakening their characteristic over the years. Older adults already have declining kidney filtration prices, which makes it more difficult to flush this metallic out over the years. This results in protein leakage within the urine, better blood pressure, and a steep drop in electricity and stamina. But kidney function isn't always the most effective difficulty. Scallops are also rather low in omega-3 fatty acids compared to different shellfish. It's a major trouble due to the fact omega-3s are vital for mind health, joint flexibility, and infection management areas that be counted more than ever after 60. So whilst you would possibly think you're getting the brain defensive benefits of seafood, scallops slightly deliver. In fact, 100 grams of scallops comprise less than 30 milligrams of EPA and DHA combined. Compare that to oysters, which can offer over 500 milligrams within the same serving. It is a surprising difference. It means you may be ingesting seafood with none of the actual neurological or cardiovascular safety you count on. So the next time you notice scallops on a menu, particularly in a creamy sauce or seared with oil, think 2 times. They may look innocent. However, for seniors, they can act like a slow-moving toxin, and the scariest component is the damage provides up silently through the years. No symptoms, till matters get serious. But there is one more seafood that tops the list. It is small, chewy, and indicates up in stir-fries and soups. But research now verified can be accelerating arthritis and elevating your blood fat quicker than nearly every other marine meals. Primary shrimp. Shrimp is probably the maximum risky seafood for seniors now, not because of pollutants or bad training, but due to what it certainly carries and the way it interacts with the getting old body. First, shrimp is extraordinarily excessive in cholesterol. Just 3 ounces, lightly a handful, carries approximately 180 milligrams of cholesterol for a person over 60. This is a huge hassle as we age, our arteries lose elasticity, our livers methane fats extra slowly, and our risk of coronary heart ailment skyrockets. Have a look at posted. In Move in 2021 tracked 8,700 adults over 60 and found that folks who consumed more than 300 milligrams of nutritional cholesterol daily had a 35% higher chance of stroke and 24% higher risk of coronary heart ailment in comparison. But little cholesterol is simply the starch shrimp contains. A muscle protein referred to as tropomyosin, which is hard to interrupt down in older digestive systems. It truly is why shrimp is one of the top food allergens inside the global phalanges. Even for human beings who have never had an hypersensitivity of their life, shrimp can all at once trigger a response after 60 years because the immune device will become greater sensitive and erratic with age. Researchers from the Journal of Allergy and Clinical Immunology located that almost 14% of new shellfish allergic reactions in seniors evolved after the age of 65 regularly and not using earlier warning. Those reactions can vary from rashes to complete blown anaphylaxis, or even mild gut irritation. Resulting from the protein can get worse, IBS, constipation, or leaky intestine in older adults. Now, permits talk approximately something most humans never consider. Chitin. It's the outer shell of the shrimp, or even when cleaned, small fragments nevertheless make it into the beef chester. Chitin is a form of fiber that the body cannot digest. And even as it is innocent in small quantities, in seniors with weakened digestion, it is able to make contributions to bloating, gasoline, and even intestinal irritation. And right here's the worst element. Maximum shrimp these days are farm-raised, particularly those sold in bulk or frozen packs. Farm-raised shrimp are frequently dealt with antibiotics like oxytrescline and enroloxacin, which are banned in many countries but nevertheless display up in imported shrimp. A 2022 examine in Food Manage discovered antibiotic residues in over 42% of examined frozen shrimp samples from Southeast Asia, and regular consumption of those residues has been connected to antibiotic resistance, gut microbiome imbalance, and metabolic modifications in older adults. If you've been ingesting shrimp, questioning it as a light, low-fat protein alternative, it's time to reconsider that. For seniors, shrimp is a metabolic trap, high cholesterol, tough-to-digest proteins, inflammatory shell fragments, antibiotic residues, and damaging preservatives, all wrapped in a tiny shell. It is no wonder shrimp tops the list. And now that you've seen the worst seafoods to keep away from, get ready. Sea cucumber might look extraordinary. However, it's a powerhouse for seniors who need stronger joints, better skin, and much less ache. This marine animal is rich in collagen-like compounds and anti-inflammatory nutrients that are mainly precious after 60. Researchers from the International Journal of Molecular Sciences found that day-by-day supplementation with sea cucumber extract reduced joint pain by using 35% and enhanced flexibility in just 12 weeks. The actual magic is in compounds known as triterine glycoides, which help fight persistent irritation and protect cartilage. These natural compounds work like a moderate anti-inflammatory without damaging the stomach. It is also full of chondroitin sulfate, a nutrient found in many joint supplements, but here it is available in a herbal form. The frame can absorb extra effortlessly. To prepare it, sea cucumber is often rehydrated and simmered slowly with broth or herbs. Whilst cooked gently, it retains its gelatinous texture, which is a sign of its collagen content. Material seniors looking to enhance joint consolidation, increase skin elasticity, and preserve cartilage health have to. Don't forget adding this to soups a couple of times per week. Sea cucumber left is really good for sea cucumbers. The field on white sea to cucumbers sea cucumbers works to lied in just not low in sexes. It could no longer be con. However, the advantages are nicely, really worth the attempt. Best seafood number 3, green lip mussels. Quantity 3. Inexperienced lip muscle mass, inexperienced lip muscular tissues local to New Zealand are one of the most underrated marine ingredients for seniors. They contain a rare combination of omega-3 fatty acids, specifically ETA, which is greater effective than the standard EPA and DHA found in fish oils. These unique fatty acids assist block a key enzyme within the frame known as 5-lip oxidase, which is chargeable for triggering joint irritation. That makes inexperienced lip muscular tissues uniquely effective for reducing ache, stiffness, and swelling, especially in aging knees and hips. In a 2020 examine published in Nutrients, seniors who fed on green lip mussel extract day by day for 12 weeks stated a 42% drop in joint pain and a 35% development in physical function. However, past joints, those muscular tissues are full of zinc, selenium, iron, and iodine, vitamins that turn out to be harder to absorb with age, in particular for the ones handling thyroid or strength problems. To put together them, steam green lip mussel groups with garlic, parsley, and a chunk of lemon. Do not fry or overcook them. Mild steaming continues. The anti-inflammatory compounds active, the flavor is barely sweet and earthy, and the nutritional benefits far past what you get from supplements by miso. If you're looking to eat something delicious that also enables you pass better, these muscle masses deserve a gap in your plate that we retain. When you have been taking part in the video to this point, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't overmit more movies like this. Oysters quantity. Oysters are one of the most effective healing foods for everybody over 60, particularly if you're struggling with low strength, thinning hair, brittle nails, or gradual recuperation. They are not just a delicacy, they are nature's multivitamin wrapped in a shell. What makes oysters so important for seniors is their unmatched density of bioavailable zinc. Just medium oysters can come up with over 100% of your everyday zinc needs, and that matters more than you believe. Distilled zinc is crucial for immune, energy, wound healing, testosterone help, or even mind clarity. As we age, zinc absorption drops and deficiency becomes commonplace. Even risky, one Nevada look at published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition discovered that 40% of adults over 60 are zinc poor without even understanding it, leading to better charges of infections, poor skin repair, or even taste and smell loss. But it does not forestall at zinc. Oysters also are wealthy in B12, which protects nerves and helps power metabolism, matters that decline sharply in older adults. A 2021 examine from the Journal of Nutrition and Healthy Aging showed that older adults with low B12 had been 73% more likely to suffer cognitive decline, and just 3 ounces of oysters offers you greater B12 than a complete steak. They're also packed with selenium, a mineral that acts like a bodyguard to your thyroid and immune device. Now, here's what makes oysters precise amongst seafood. Their copper content. Most seniors by no means think about copper, but it's important for collagen formation, crimson blood mobile manufacturing, and maintaining robust bones. One observe out of Europe tracked bone density in getting old adults and determined that people with better nutritional copper intake had 18% fewer fractures over a 5-year duration. Best seafood number 1, sea moss. However, there's still one seafood left that beats all the relaxation. This marine meal has been used for hundreds of years in conventional medication. But now technological know-how is proving simply how powerful it is. Research show it no longer best strengthens bones and joints, however, additionally enables repair intestine lining, raise collagen, or even relieve joint swelling in just weeks. And excellent of all, it is not a fish. It is something most seniors have in no way even tried primary sea moss. That is it, the primary maximum effective seafood for all and sundry. Over 60 isn't fish, shrimp, or maybe shellfish. It's sea moss. Additionally called Irish moss, this marine plant is a nutrient powerhouse. It really is. subsequently getting interest in current science, and for seniors, it can be one of the maximum entire herbal remedies for restoring electricity, flexibility, and strength. Sea moss contains over 90 trace minerals, which means it grants almost each mineral your body needs to feature, from magnesium and iron, all in a herbal shape that the growing old frame can simply take in. But here's what makes it stand out. Seaweed is one of the richest resources of plant primarily based collagen precursors, at the same time as it does not comprise collagen itself. It's complete of vitamins your body makes use of to make collagen, like nutrition C, sulfur, and the amino acid proline. And collagen is what holds your joints, skin, and even your gut lining together. After 60, your frame makes some distance less of it. That's why you begin noticing stiff knees, sagging skin, slower healing, and digestive troubles. A 2022 Take a Look at in Marine Drugs found that seniors who consume Seaweed every day skilled a 37% development in joint mobility and a 29% discount in visible pores and skin dryness after just 8 weeks. Those are essential outcomes without taking an unmarried synthetic supplement. Now let's communicate about what it does for your intestine. Seaweed is rich in mucilage, a kind of soluble fiber that bureaucracy, a gel-like coating to your intestines. This soothes irritation, enables seal up tiny holes inside the gut lining, and feeds the coolest bacteria your frame desires to take in vitamins, which means stronger immunity, better digestion, and clearer intellectual attention. And if you're dealing with constipation, acid reflux disorder, or irregular appetite, Seaweed acts as a mild herbal restoration. A clinical trial from 2021 confirmed that Seaweed helped lessen symptoms of bloating and irregularity with the aid of over 50% in seniors who consumed it regularly for a month. What makes Seaweed one of a kind from Maximum Supplements is that it helps a couple of frame systems right away. It enables your thyroid because it carries iodine. It enables your heart because it balances sodium and potassium levels. It facilitates your pores and skin and joints through fueling collagen manufacturing, and it even allows your lungs. Many human beings file less difficult breathing after simply 2 weeks, likely because of its herbal, antiviral, and anti-inflammatory properties. To prepare it, usually rinse uncooked sea moss very well and soak it in water for 12 to 24 hours as soon as it expands. Combination it right into AZ gel. You could take a spoonful daily or upload it to smoothies, teas, or soups. Don't boil it. Simply upload it, heat. That preserves the minerals and energetic compounds. Even 1 or 2 tablespoons a day can convey dramatic modifications in strength, mobility, and pores and skin health. And the great element, it's secure, plant primarily based, and smooth to digest. Perfect for seniors with sensitive systems. So if there's one seafood to preserve for your kitchen beginning today, allow or not, it's sea moss. It is not flashy, it is now not today's, but it's one of the most powerful whole and restoration meals you could supply your body in your 60s, 70s. The seafood on your plate might be saving your joints or slowly breaking them down in case you're over 60. Your body is not as forgiving as it used to be. Each bite counts. Squid, imitation crab, scallops, and shrimp may seem harmless, even wholesome, but interior your frame. They are able to spike your cholesterol, damage your digestion, stiffen your joints, and silently increase your threat of coronary heart disease, arthritis, and kidney stress. However, the good information, you're now not helpless. Sea cucumber, green-lipped muscular tissues, oysters, and Seaweed deliver your frame the raw substances it needs to rebuild. These are not miracle foods, they're science-backed powerhouses, and whilst you consume them often, they assist repair the very structures getting older tries to wear out. Your bones, your intestine, your skin, your immune power, and your power earlier than we cross. Don't just scroll away. Watch this once more in case you want to share it with a person over 60 who nevertheless eats shrimp, questioning it is healthful. And now we want to pay attention from you. Which of them seafood stunned you? The maximum and trendy listing. And have you ever attempted sea moss earlier than? Did you notice any changes? Drop your answer in the feedback beneath. We are replying to each person, and if you found this useful, hit subscribe right now. We're given greater actual uncooked science-backed health pointers for seniors coming. every single week. See you within the next one. Share with us your stories and opinions inside the comments beneath. Thank you for watching.